Okay, folks, I'm going to update my birth death rate change for the HIV AIDS virus for 2010. I made a mistake. I was considering the 2010 birth figures. I should have been considering the 1970s birth figures. In 1970, roughly 3 million, not 4 million, were born. At that same percentage of 4%, if you divide the 3 million by 2 to get the two sexes, that would have been 1.5 million each. 4% of 1.5 million would have been 40,000, would have been 60,000, not 80,000. Which means that you're talking 2/3 of the people estimated to have been homosexuals in that birth year, male homosexuals, died. 2/3 of them died. You wonder why the AIDS casualty figures are starting to go down? In 1990, which would have been the birth year in that case, that had been 1950. I think would have been a birth year of about 3.2 million. Of that, 200,000 to 300,000 are estimated to be homosexuals by 1990, and of that, about 40,000 died. But that's not particularly important. What's important is the gross number, the 200,000 to 300,000 versus the more, and this is really going to be a shocker, 2 to 4%. That's not six. That's tops 60,000 there were. The bottom was half that, 30,000. That means if you consider the lower end of the spectrum of the estimate, then the number of deaths among homosexual men actually exceeded the estimated number, well, fell within the range of the estimated number of homosexuals. That could mean 100% death rate among homosexuals that would have been 40 years of age in not 2010. I had to revise that figure because I didn't realize I was using the 1990s figure for birth rates when I should have been using 1970s figure for birth rate. But that was a mistake on my part. The rest of the math works out. You're talking anywhere from 133% more if you take the low ball number of 2% homosexuals. If you take the high ball of 4% homosexuals, then it's 2/3 of the homosexual men died of that year. Shows you how bad things are really getting. You don't have to, that the number of homosexuals has declined from 200,000 to 300,000 a year to 30,000 to 60,000 a year in 20 years. That disease is putting a walloping on homosexuals. And I mean a walloping. Well, that's what I wanted to say. Thomas Wilson out here. Have a good one.